Hello students, welcome to lecture number 23 of Emerging Domain in Electronics Engineering. In today's lecture, we will understand the JFET characteristics and also we will discuss some important parameters of JFET. So let's move on first of all to the characteristics of JFET. As we learned in the case of BJT that there were two types of characteristics. One was input characteristic and the other was output characteristic. Similarly, in the case of JFET also, we have two characteristics, that is drain and transfer characteristics. But yes, here the name drain and transfer characteristics. It's not input and output characteristics. In fact, it is drain and transfer characteristic. So let's see the characteristics one by one. First of all, there are two types of characteristics that we will learn in JFET. One is drain characteristics and other is transfer characteristics. So first of all, let's see the drain characteristics. And as the name is characteristics, so definitely it will be the graph between voltage and current. But this time, as the name is drain characteristics, so it is very easy to remember that the graph will be between drain voltage, that is drain to source voltage VDS, and drain current ID for different values of VGS. So graph of ID versus VDS for different values of VGS. So first of all, let's prepare the axis. Drain current ID, unit milliampere, VDS volts. So this is how we prepare the axis. Now let's see the characteristic only for a one value of VGS. Let it be first of all 0 volt as we did the operation. The operation for when we learned the operation for n-channel JFET, we learned that when VGS is 0, then drain current flows. So what happens is, first of all, when you will apply your VDS and VGS is 0, some current will flow, drain current will flow. But as you will keep on increasing VDS same time, we have also learned that when we will keep on increasing VDS, then pinch off voltage will be reached and the drain current will be constant. So this is the pinch off voltage. Drain current becomes constant and after a certain limit, it will also go into the breakdown region. So this is the breakdown region. So let it be for VGS is equals to 0 volt. Now the shape of the graph will be the same, but now we will see how it will drift for different values of VGS. So VGS cannot be positive for n-channel JFET. We are learning it for n-channel JFET. So it can be only negative, and as we make VGS negative and more negative, current decreases because the channel space decreases because the width of depletion layer increases. So similarly, it will go on like this. For VGS minus 1, let it be. VGS minus 2, let it be. Now, as you will make more and more negative, a cutoff voltage will be also reached. So, therefore, now current is 0 when VGS is equals to cutoff voltage, that is VGS off. You can say minus 4 volt. So, this is how the study of drain characteristics is done. You can first of all draw the graph for VGS is equals to 0 volt and then you can see what will be the changes as per the information you have acquired during the learning of operation of n-channel JFET. Now this particular portion, this graph is divided into three parts. This particular portion is called ohmic region because here it follows the Ohm's law, ohmic region. As voltage increases, current increases. So this is the ohmic region. The region where current remained constant, this is the saturation region. and this is the breakdown region. So this graph is divided into three parts, that is breakdown region, saturation region and ohmic region. So this is how we study the drain characteristics of N-channel JFET. Hope you must have understood. Now let's move on to the transfer characteristics of JFET, which is very simple to draw. See, in JFET we only have three parameters, that is VGS, VDS and ID. So we have already drawn the graph between VDS and ID. Now it's turn to draw the graph of ID versus VGS. Current is only one and characteristic will be the only graph between voltage and current. So it is ID versus VGS. Very simple to draw. We are drawing again it for N channel. If you have understood the operation, you can draw it for P channel as well. So for N channel, VGS is either 0 or it is negative. So at 0, current was maximum, that is ID. First of all, let us prepare the axis. Current was at VGS 0, current was maximum and it was IDSS. And as VGS was negative, the current get on decreasing. So this is how, and ultimately it reaches the cutoff voltage, that is VGS off. So this is how we draw the transfer characteristics of N-channel JFET, which is very simple. Just follow the operation, just follow whatever you have discussed in the operation of JFET and draw it in, represent it in the graph. Now a very important question comes in the exam, that explain FET as VVR. And what does VVR stand for? VVR stands for voltage variable resistor. VVR stands for voltage variable resistor. Now why FET is voltage variable resistor? So let us draw the characteristics once again, then you will understand. I am drawing the drain characteristics, graph of drain current and drain voltage for different values of VGS. This is for VGS is equals to 0 volt. Then we started making it more and more negative, and then we reached cutoff portion. Alright, this is VP and the current here is IDSS. Alright, I think I have forgotten to represent IDSS here. Here is IDSS. So why FET is voltage variable resistor? As you can see, the region to the left of VP is the ohmic region. That means it follows the Ohm's law. We have already named it ohmic region. Or you can say voltage control region. That means in this region, FET act as voltage variable resistor, because as you are increasing the voltage, the current is increasing. So the voltage is being controlled by the applied VGS. So therefore it is called voltage variable resistor. Very simple. You just have to explain the ohmic region, that in the ohmic region, as you can see, the voltage of VGS is as you are making VGS more and more negative, current is decreasing. So alright, so this voltage of VGS is controlling the current, and if it is controlling the current, that means it is controlling the resistance. So therefore it is voltage variable resistor. Now that was all about the characteristics of JFET. Now let's move on to some important parameters of JFET which we must know. The first parameter is dynamic resistance. If you remember in the first unit, when we learnt the diode resistances, we learnt two types of resistance, that was static and dynamic resistance. Static resistance is simply given by voltage at a particular point divided by the current at a particular point, but dynamic resistance is given by the change in voltage upon change in current. So it is denoted by small r. As it is dynamic, so we will have a subscript D. dynamic resistance is equal to change in voltage upon change in current. So drain voltage, we will take drain voltage and drain current. So change in drain to source voltage and upon change in drain current, that is dynamic resistance. Second is transconductance. Transconductance, first of all, only recognize the word conductance. Conductance is the opposite of resistance, so obviously the formula is going to be current upon voltage. Now current we have only one in case of JFET, that is IT. Voltage we have two, VGS or VDS. So which voltage has to be taken? Now remember the word transconductance. Trans means if you have taken the drain current, then the voltage has to be the other one. That means the gate to source voltage. So it is represented by very important, GM equals to delta ID upon delta VGS. So it is transconductance. You can also have a mathematical expression for it, because sometimes the formula numericals come in which we have to use this mathematical expression. You can also use the Shockley equation here. What was Shockley equation of JFET? We have learned it in previous lecture. That was ID equals to IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP whole square. Now you are deriving the mathematical expression for transconductance, and the formula of transconductance is delta ID by delta VGS. So differentiate this equation with respect to VGS. So it will be delta ID by delta VGS, or you can say dID by dVGS, and it will be 2 IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP, and minus also comes outside, so upon VP. So it will be, the differentiation will give you this. Now the left hand side is GM and equal to 2 minus 2 IDSS upon VP 1 minus VGS upon VP. Now it could be represented as GM, and when you will put VGS 0, you will be only left with minus 2 IDSS upon VP. So it is represented by GM naught. That means the value of transconductance at VGS is equal to 0. So into 1 minus VGS upon VP, where GMO is minus 2 IDSS upon VP. So this is also the formula of transconductance. And what is the unit of transconductance? Resistance unit is ohm. Conductance is the opposite of resistance, so it is MHO, mho, or you can also name it Siemens. So it is represented as capital S. So it is the unit of transconductance. Now let's move on to the other parameter, and that is amplification factor. Amplification. What is amplification? Always output upon input. Now here you have two voltages, so it will be given in the form of output voltage upon input voltage. So delta VDS upon delta VGS. You can also convert this formula into just divide and multiply by ID So you will get, this is RD, dynamic resistance, and this is GM, that is transconductance. So amplification factor is also given by dynamic resistance multiplied by the transconductance. So here you can have small numericals on it, where you will be given the value of one of these three parameters and you have to calculate. You will be given the value of two of the parameters and you have to calculate the third one. So this is how we can easily calculate some of the very simple numericals, and these were the important parameters of JFET. So I hope